وبعدين هكمل. Okay. Hi, our dear student of third prep. This is a new episode in our syllabus today, and we are going to explain the first lesson, motion in one direction. Okay. In the last episode, we discussed a general idea about the whole curriculum. The first one is physics, and the second unit also in physics, and the third one is biology. Okay, starting by lesson 1, motion in one direction. First of all, we have to know what's meant by motion, the definition of the motion, and why it is one direction. Okay, let's see together. Okay, what's meant by motion? Okay, before telling the definition of the motion, this is what we call it the bullet train. This is the fastest train found in the earth, found in Japan, and it is very high speed, depend on the engine in each cart, not the first cart only. Okay, now what's meant by motion? We said change object position as time passes according to the position of another object. What's meant by this word? Okay, let's explain it together. Okay, يبقى from the definition, motion. What's meant by motion? Motion is change object position as time pass. Okay, you start from at home, this is point A, and you reach the school, this is point B. Moving from point A to point B, this is we call movement. Type. What change with this movement from point A to point B is time, is the time. يبقى changing the position from point A to point B with the time is called motion. So the definition of the motion is called what? Change object position as time pass according to A to another object or to according to another position. يبقى ده التايتل what's meant by motion. Type. The second part of the title, in one direction. What's meant by one direction? One direction example of motion in one direction is the train, the car, the bicycle. These are called motion in one direction. Type. Why the car and the train is called in one direction? Because they move forward or backward. Forward or backward. The train cannot rise up or fall down. يبقى any motion is called in one direction because it has direction forward, direction backward, not upward or downward. Example of this, the car, the train, the bicycle. Okay, these are motion in one direction. Type. One of the students asked, the car move curved. Okay, we can make a U-turn. The train can climb a bridge. Okay, the car move in a straight line, then it have a curve. This is not the direction. This is what we call it the path of the motion. The path of the motion. يبقى الموشن forward و backward ده in one direction. If the object moves straight or curved or may be mixed with between curved or both, this is what we call it the path of the motion. The path of the motion. يبقى first motion, what's meant by motion? It is the change position with time. One direction. Why? Because we move forward or backward, not upward or forward. The path may be curved, may be straight, or mixed between curved and straight. Okay, let's see together. Give reason. The movement of metro or train considered as what? Example of motion in one direction. يبقى the movement of metro or train, as we said now, is motion in one direction. Why? Give reason. Yes, they can move forward or backward, not upward or downward. Okay? Complete this sentence. The path of moving object may be what or both. May be curved, may be straight or both. يبقى this is the reason it is called one direction. ده من التايتل. والباث may be curved or straight or both. Okay? Let's see this figure. In this figure we see what? a car move, and what move with the car? The distance and time. Distance and time. The second one, also distance, time, and speed. Distance, speed, time. Let's have a look between these three figures. What's common between them, or what's the factor that change? Time, distance. Time, distance. Time, distance. So, what's meant by speed? Speed is distance moved through unit time. Distance moved through unit time. The second question, the factor used to describe the speed, as we have seen from the figure, the distance and the time. Okay, يبقى again, motion, it's just change position. We didn't determine the position, just point A and point B. We didn't determine the distance. And with time, we didn't determine the time, or we didn't give a value to the time. Type. When the motion is determined by a certain distance with a certain value, and the time determined by a certain time, or minute or second or hour, so this motion is called speed. What's meant by speed? Change distance, and the distance is measured by what? Meter or kilometer, in a unit time. So I specify the time by second, by minute, by hour. طيب يبقى ايه التو factors اللي repeated in the definition? Time and distance. Time and distance. يبقى التو factors, the speed changed by changing the time, and the speed changing by changing the distance. يبقى speed change object, change distance in a unit time. The factors affecting the speed, what are them? There are two. Number one, distance, and number two is time. Okay, let's see next. What's this? This is, you are going to find it in the car. What we call it? We call it speedometer. Okay, يبقى this device found in the car, and we call it speedometer. From the name speed meter. So the device used in what? The speedometer used in the car, or what is its important? To identify the speed of the car, to calculate the speed of the car, to measure the speed of the car. It's found only in the car? No. Any moving object has a speedometer. We have car, the aeroplane, the train have a speedometer. Now how we can calculate the speed? As we see from the figure, this is point A and this is point B. We are moving a distance, we call it D. This is a distance, okay? And what's changed with the distance? As we said, the time changed with the distance. In order to calculate the speed, I must determine the distance and the time, okay? The abbreviation speed takes letter V, distance D, and the time takes this, letter T. Now we have the magic triangle. Speed equal distance divided time. يبقى how can I calculate the speed? I measure the speed by measuring what? Distance and time. So the speed equal distance divided time. If I need to calculate the distance, I make what? Distance divided time. If I want to calculate the distance, I'll make what? Speed times time. If I want to calculate the time, I'm going to have distance divided the speed. And we are going to answer many questions or solve problems to calculate the distance, and the other one to calculate the speed, and the other one to calculate the time. Okay? What about the measuring unit of the speed? We have two units for speed, kilometer per hour or meter per second. There are the two units only we are going to deal in this lesson. How can I change kilometer per hour or to meter per second, or the opposite, meter per second to kilometer per hour, by this method. 1000 3000 divided 3600. طيب let's see what's meant by this. Okay, the kilometer equal 1000 meter. So when I'm changing من kilometer لمتر يبقى multiply 1000. When I'm changing من meter to kilometer divided 1000. This is the distance. طيب the time, the 1 hour equal 60 minutes. طيب I need to convert it into second. There is no from hour to second. We cannot jump from hour to second. We have to change for minutes first. طيب 1 minute equal 60 second. يبقى to change من 1 hour to second, we are going change الhour 60 minute the 60. Then from 1 minute to 60 يبقى multiply 60. 60 multiply 60 equal 3600 second. And don't forget 36 and 2 0, because most of you miss to write 1 0. You forgot to write 3 6 and 2 0. يبقى 1 hour equal 3600 second. Now let's make calculation or conversion. Change 72 kilometer per hour to meter per second. Let's make this conversion. 72 kilometer per hour. We said how we could change kilometer per hour to meter per second. A time 1000. This is the distance. But to change from hour to second, 3600. And this is will be 20 meter per second. Type. Some students say this is a large number. Okay, simplify it. So this number equal 5/18. يبقى or 72 5/18 equal also 20 meter per second. So you can use the conversion by 1000 over 3600 or 5/18, the simplify. D, okay, and this one is okay. It's up to you. Okay. If you want to convert by opposite, I have 20 meter per second. I need to convert it into 70 into kilometer per hour. يبقى I reverse the process. I'll make division. Okay. يبقى 20 divided 5/18 or 20 divided 1000 or 3600. Okay. Now let's have a little break and we will come back. Welcome back, our dear students. Now we are going to continue our episode, okay, and we are going to explain the conversion from kilometer per hour to meter per second, okay. Let's see together. Kilometer per hour to meter per second, as we have said, 1000 is the conversion from kilometer to meter, and 3600 is the conversion from hour to second. To convert to kilometer per hour to meter per second, we are going to multiply this number. To convert meter per second to kilometer per hour, we are going to make division between them. Okay? Let's have a problem. Calculate the speed of a bird. This is a flying bird. Okay? Flew a distance 3 kilometers and 15 minutes. Now I have distance and time. In order to answer, is both of the time and distance similar? No. Kilometer, if we calculate with kilometers, so we have to convert the time in second. If I calculate the time in second, I am going to change the distance in kilometer. Let's see the answer together. First of all, write the rule. Speed equal distance over time. Next, 3, this is the kilometer, 15 over 60. Why we divided the 15 over 60? Because the minute is equal to 60 seconds. So we're going to change 15 minutes into hour. So we are going to divide the value or this value to 60, 3 over 0.25. This is hour, 0.25 hour. And the unit, don't forget to write the unit. يبقى in any problem, be careful, my dear student, to write number 1, the rule. Number 2, convert, and don't forget to write the unit. يبقى again, in any problem in our syllabus, you have to check first the unit. The kilometer calculated with hour, and the meter is calculated with second. You have to make both of these units together. If you have kilometer and second, يبقى you change kilometer in meter per second or change second into hour to be kilometer in hour. يبقى first change the unit. Number 1 in answering, after changing the unit, write the rule. Speed equal distance of time. Write it, please. Don't make it in your mind or on the calculator directly. You have a mark on writing the rule. يبقى number 1, writing the rule. Number 2, replace the letters in the rule with the value you have converted or the value directly if there is no conversion. Then make your calculation on the calculator. Number 4, don't forget to write the unit. Again, my dear student, be careful. Number 1, write the rule and check that the units are equal. If there is a conversion, you have to convert the units, kilometer with hour and the meter with the second. Then replace and make a calculation and write the unit. Next problem we are going to deal with, this is a car, okay, travel 46 kilometers per hour. يبقى in this problem he gives me what? He gives me the speed and the time. How far has it gone? يبقى he wants me to calculate what? To calculate the distance. As we have said, velocity, time and distance. The velocity is given, the time is given, he wants me to calculate the distance. طيب, are all the units equal? Check kilometer per hour and the hour. يبقى أنا عندي كل الunits equal. يبقى write the rule. ال distance equal speed, time. يبقى when I'm answering this problem, first read the problem twice and understand it. He needs what? He needs me to calculate the distance. Then look to the unit. Speed, kilometer per hour. And the time is with hour. Is there is conversion? No. The kilometer and the hour are similar. يبقى الانسر, write the rule, make replacement and make your calculation, and don't forget to write what? To write the unit. Write please the unit. Okay? يبقى the previous problem was to calculate the speed. This one is to calculate the distance. This is a balloon that's fly 54 meters at a speed of 1.5 meters per second. How long was the flight? Okay, يبقى how long, he asked about what? Ask about the time. He asks about the time. طيب. يبقى الانسر time equal distance over speed. طب let's check the unit. He gives me the distance with meter, okay, and the speed meter per second. So have a look, my dear student. Is the units similar or different? Yes, they are similar. So there is no conversion. So I'll write this value directly into the rule. 54 divided the speed 1.5 equal 36 seconds. Okay, let's sum up what we have answered today. Okay, this is the magic triangle of the speed. Speed equal distance and time. We answer now 3 problems. The first one, how to calculate the speed, equal distance over time. To calculate the distance, it is speed multiply time. To calculate the time, it is equal to distance over speed. Okay, يبقى you have to memorize the rule. Okay, okay, my dear student, thanks for watching us. Until we meet again next Thursday, inshallah, waiting for your phone calls and question. Wish you all the best. Thanks and goodbye.